Hi, I'm Mike, and this is going to be a really short video. Alright, this card is Deathbringer Regent. He's a 7-drop, 5 colorless, 2 black, and even though he kind of looks like a demon, it's a dragon. Even though it's supposed to be a dragon, it has arms and legs, and it looks like a demon. The art is a demon. I think actually they screwed up and called it a dragon instead. I mean, dear God, Deathbringer Regent. If it was from any other set, I think it was a flat-out mistake. In this one, I think they just decided to recall him a dragon because it fit better theme-wise. But let's be honest, that ain't no dragon. That's a demon. That just happens to be called a dragon. But personal things aside, this card is okay. He's a 7-drop, 5/6 flyer who might destroy the field when he comes in. Which is okay. Whenever, wow, I cannot speak today. When Deathbringer Regent enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, and there are 5 or more creatures on the battlefield, destroy all other creatures. Okay, so first off, this guy has issues. You have to cast him from your hand. So no cheating him in, no reanimating for a cheap trick. And there has to be 5 or more creatures on the battlefield. Now, considering these are EDH reviews, that's not a big issue. Hell, if you're playing a standard 4-person game, there's going to be 5 creatures on the battlefield. Well, it's other creatures, so technically he has to be the 6th, but that's still really not an issue. I mean, if everyone has at least 1 creature and you have 1 or 2, or everyone else has 2, you're pretty much set that way, so that's not really a huge issue. But the fact that you have to cast from your hand really cuts down on his potential uses. You can't spam him from the graveyard, so you can't really do a lot of stupid shit with him. That said, he's still a dragon that wipes the field. And while that's not the most broken thing that could be, he works out well, specifically in a Kaalia deck. Now, he's not the most broken choice in a Kaalia deck, just because Kaalia is broken in so many fun ways. I have a Kaalia deck, I like to play it. Unlike some plays, I like to have a lot of, board wipe effects. So Deathbringer Regent actually works out really good for me because he will wipe the board. And he's a dragon, so I can drop him in with Kaalia if I don't want to wipe the board. And, a 5/6 flyer isn't bad in its own right to drop in for free. The biggest problem with the Kaalia deck is that it just runs out of creatures. The biggest problem with this guy is that he just doesn't do much besides hits people. Together, that actually works out pretty well, because if Kaalia runs out of creatures and you draw this guy, sure, you gotta recast Kaalia after that, but you wipe the board and you get a free hit with it the next turn. Sure, and, yeah, you could probably Doomblade him, but really it's an enter the battlefield ability that works well with him. Specifically, enter the battlefield after cast, so you can't drop him in with Kaalia to cheat him. So it's a late game alternative. But it gives you options, and I honestly believe that is probably the most important thing about EDH. The more options you have, the better. Now, this guy isn't the best option, but he is not the worst one either. Just because being able to choose if you want to wipe the board or just beat someone's face in faster is really a nice choice. Alright, that's the card. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and hey, if you want to make a suggestion on what cards to look at next, I'm all for it. Later.